What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 10th of May today. The 10th of May on this Cookie Day. Sitting at about 18 cents. Not moving too much. Down a little bit today. What's the average coin doing on this fine day? Oh, hey, Onyx coin is moving up a little bit. That's good. Others, let's see. The average crypto today is moving up. We're up about 2.8%. So Cookie's on the opposite side of that. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, you guys. But if you're looking through your list of coins, whatever it might be, if it's like my list here, don't make the mistake and go through and look at the biggest percentage growers of the day and put your money in there. Don't do that, right? If anything, you should probably rotate money out of the ones that have grown the most today and probably put it in the ones that are down today. That's probably these are probably the best investments of the day. You know what I mean? Things alternate. They alternate, and that's fine. It's fine that they alternate, right? Everything has its turn. What I'm trying to say by that is don't get bored. Don't get bored too quickly, guys. We're in too good of a phase of the crypto markets right now for you to get bored and mess things up. Don't mess things up, okay? It's easy to mess things up. It's easy to just let things work out on their own and be fine, okay? All you have to do is hit that little green magic buy button, and then all you have to not do is hit that little red magic sell button. And if you do that, you'll be surprised in a matter of time how much growth actually occurs over the coming weeks and over the coming month and a half, 2 months, more than that, end of this year. We got a lot of growth to go. Here we are at 18 cents now, and I'm trying to figure out where I think this thing's going to go, because you guys know I like Cookie, right? It's no secret that I like Cookie. I also like Onyx coin, XCN. It's my biggest bag. I will say there's a few coins that are positioned in a way that they could overtake my Onyx coin position. Onyx coin might not be my biggest bag. It just depends. And it really does depend on how much Onyx coin grows and how much Cookie grows, how much TAI grows, how much some other coins grow. You know, at one point, XCN was not my biggest bag. But then once it had this massive move, it became my biggest bag, right? Cookie's not my biggest bag now, but if it moves up and it sees more growth than XCN, it could become my biggest bag, right? This thing I think has a lot of potential. And where I'm trying to figure out where the high will be is kind of the question here, right? From the current price, the minimum expectation is $1.65, and that's a good amount of growth, right? That's like a 8x, 8.7x overall. That's phenomenal. That's great. I'll take it, right? It's not bad, but I don't think we stop there. I would think that we would at least interact with prices that are above $2.40, which promotes a 13x, potentially as high as a 22x or 21x, and maybe, just maybe, we go even higher, because guys, don't forget Cookie is at an absurdly low market cap here at $92 million. There's a lot of growth potential. We're getting a lot of volume every day. I don't care if it's boring. I don't care if we're moving sideways or moving up. Every single day, this thing has more than 10% volume. There's acquisition being had here. And with this kind of stuff, you can see fantastic movements. I'm not kidding when I say we could run all the way up to $7 to $10. I don't think we do. I personally don't think we do. I think that we get held up by like 390 to 240, somewhere in that area. Just like I don't think that we stop at 165, but these are targets that we can address, right? The main reason, the primary reason I have a hard time seeing $7 or higher is that would imply that from a low to a high, Cookie moves up over 100x. And that's great. That's fine. But I don't know. You know, I don't know if we do that. I'm not holding my breath over that at the least. So these are our target areas here. I'm going to put this little box. I'm going to draw a little box right here, okay? It's our victory box right there. We're going to delete the fibs here. Delete the fibs, delete this. And then we're going to take a little pattern recognition. Okay, we're going to do a little pattern recognition here. So I don't know. Not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. This I could be interpreting this pattern wrong. But I think this is a bull flag, or at least to some degree, it might be considered to be a bull flag. And if it is, the way that you would measure this is you would take your low of the pattern to the high of the pattern, the flagpole, put it at the base of the flag here, and then that would be your measure move. You notice that the measure move comes in basically right in the middle of that victory box right there. If we take this from a high to a low here, you can see that our victory box has the 1414 right here at $2.35, just below where the measure move would be. And this is where I scratch my head, because measure moves are not prophecies. They're not guarantees. The price does not have to go all the way up here and stop right there and then consolidate again, right? That's not what has to happen. It could stop below. It could stop above. It could stop near but not quite at it, right? It could stop there for a moment and then continue to run. You know, like it's anything and everything in between. It's not a prophecy, it's an idea. And this idea doesn't help me to assume where the price is going to go. Is it the 1414 or the 1618? Because generally speaking, with the 1414, if you find resistance here, you don't find resistance right at it, you'll find resistance just above it, something like that, right? That's the expectation. This is a little bit more than just above. It's kind of splitting these two. So there's a real solid possibility that we could go all the way up to the 1618, which would imply that from the current price of 18.01 cents, there's still something on the lines of like a 21x to be had with this thing by the end of June or early July. And that would be freaking awesome, man. That would be miraculous. That'd be fantastic. And even if we don't see that, guess what? The 1414 here, the measure move, even if we stop just below there, but we find resistance just above the 1414, as is pretty common, that's about a 14x move. So I don't know what to think here. I really don't know what's going to happen. It's either a 14x or a 20-something x, but I think that we've got some phenomenal growth ahead of us, and it's not going to be here forever. You know, we look at this Fibonacci here. I'm going to delete this real quick. High to a low. And the reality is, guys, we could go higher. We really could. I've seen crazy things happen in crypto. This is my third bull cycle. I don't know if anybody here has seen a 100x happen in the course of like 2 months. I've seen it happen before, right? It happens. It happens. I've seen it happen. I was not a part of it. No. I've never caught a 100x. I've gotten close. The highest that I ever had was a 97x. I've gotten really, really close, but I've never had a 100x before. Well, up until this cycle. Maybe 100x in my overall portfolio growth, but never 100x in just like one trade. I want that. I want to get, when I get 100x on one trade, like where I buy and then I sell at 100x profits, I'm going to get that tattooed somewhere. I don't know. I'll get like 100x tattooed on my ass or something. I don't know. Maybe on my chest. I don't know why I'm talking about this right now. But looking at what you're doing here on a 3-day time frame, maybe even on a daily time frame, it can be a little bit obvious. But what you're doing here is you're consolidating around the 382. Very bullish behavior. When you consolidate at the 382, when you find resistance, you normally come back to the 236 and then run up to your golden ratio. Moments like this where you don't do that, you're back at your 382 like this. I know a lot of people might be looking at this like, oh, it's a double top, we're going to go down. I don't think so. This behavior is anything but bearish right now as far as the fibs are concerned. What this says is that not only will you likely go to your golden ratio soon, like very soon, but you have a chance to go to your 786, 886 area, right? It's either going to be the victory hole or the victory box that you go to. One of those two, right? It's going to be glorious. It's going to be absolutely glorious. I would expect that you do see prices somewhere around 32.6 to 63.4. That's a huge range over the coming weeks. Maybe by the end of next week, maybe in the next 10 days. I don't know, but it's going to happen soon. Here's the thing, guys. This move is cute, what we've done here, right? We broke out of this downtrend. This move is cute, but this is not how Cookie DAO moves. Whenever it moves at a faster pace. I mean, I think we can see here just with our seeing eyeballs. Let's look at the last move that we had here. We're going to use an info line, okay? And we're just going to trace the lows, okay? We're just going to trace the lows, find a line of best fit. You see that pitch right there is 42.7 degrees, okay? The lows here, drawing it as tight as I can. I'm even being generous because I'm shaving off a little bit there. That's 29% or 29 degrees, right? It's dramatically lower pitch. I think this is the move before the move. And I think right now what we've done since April 30th is we've consolidated, we're loading up, and there's going to be the big explosion. The explosion is going to happen. And I really wouldn't be surprised in the least to see this move take us above and through the golden ratio. Generally speaking, what I would expect in this kind of fib endeavor would be something on the lines of a 382, 236 bounce, and then you go up to your golden ratio. Whenever you consolidate like this, it's still possible to find resistance at your golden ratio on the first attempt, but it's more likely now in this kind of consolidation, more likely in this kind of consolidation than it would be in this kind of consolidation, that we actually bypass the golden ratio and run our way all the way up to the 786, 886 area, right? Something that's around 50 cents to 63 cents. And I do anticipate that happens. Now, I have seen this happen recently. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. This is not a valid prediction, but it might be. You never know. I have seen this happen a couple times recently over the past 2 weeks where cryptos have been reaching for their 786 but falling just shy of it. I've noticed that actually. I've noticed that on a few things. And generally speaking, with the fibs at least, with anything, if a handful of coins are doing one thing, the rest of the market kind of does it too. It's like there's this fad. It's like there's the latest craze, the latest thing that cryptos want to do. They just kind of all do that together. It's like a societal norm in the cryptocurrency markets. I don't know how to explain it. I've seen it happen enough where I think it is where I normally would not consider that you would stop somewhere between the 786 and the 69. I wouldn't normally consider that. I think looking at these prior areas of support here, right at about 45 cents, I think that is a considerable target. 18 cents now to 45 cents. I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. Boo-hoo. We didn't get to 50 cents or 63 cents, but I'm expecting, all I'm trying to say here is with this look that we have, I don't think this is the move. I think that we're about to see the move, and it's going to take us all the way up to prices that are dramatically higher, probably in a very, very short amount of time. That's the expectation, at least. I mean, what would that be? That's like 150%, 150, 160%, something like that. If not, maybe 170%, 250%, something like that could happen as well. We could stop at a lowly 80% growth to 113% growth. Oh no, but I think one way or another we're going to be fine. Of course, the golden ratio has relative areas of resistance too. We had a little consolidation phase here. You could find some resistance there. You could find resistance at the prior support, but I think something between 45 cents to 63 cents seems really appealing to me. Obviously because it's higher in price, but also I just think that that's where we're going to go personally. We could stop here, but if we don't, that's the area that we're going to go to. Looking at the daily RSI, we're pretty damn phenomenal looking. I will say that I'm not happy about yesterday's close. Rejecting off the overbought zone is not a good look. What we're looking for now is a bounce off the 60. If we can bounce off the 60, and I think we will, that'll provide a good area to buy from, a good area to bounce from, and we will likely continue going higher. It doesn't take a whole lot. We're at 65 right now. 18 cents now. I bet if we closed any given day around like 17 cents, that would get us there. Let's see if we do. We don't have to. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Just because you're looking like you've rejected it now doesn't mean you have to go down. You could bounce here. It happens. It does happen. Let's see if it happened over here. I mean, you kind of bounced there, but ultimately it flopped on you. Not in this thing's history, but I mean, it does happen. I'm not just saying that it does happen. Let's look at the 1 hour, and then we'll build out to the 4 hour and see what we can concoct here. Well, the 1 hour RSI is pretty neutral, but with a bearish lean to it. It does look a little bit bearish, right? Lower lows, lower highs. You're kind of in this downtrend right here. You might go up a little bit over the coming hours, but just to come down throughout the rest of the day and maybe close red tomorrow even. Maybe. Look at the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, neutral now, but with a bearish tilt to it for sure. 4 hour time frame looks bearish. I mean, it looks bullish overall. Don't get me wrong; it actually is very bullish. But at the moment, just getting out of this overbought zone, seeing some lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. It kind of looks like it's set up to go down here. So I would not be surprised if over the next day or two we see a little bit of downside. And I wouldn't be surprised if by the time most of you watch this, it's at 18.04 cents right now. If we saw some prices that were up at like 18.8, 19 cents, we move up a little bit, but then inevitably move down. That's kind of the expectation at this point in time. If we take this relative low to a relative high, right at the 382 like this, yeah, I like that. I think 17 cents will hold as support. That's my expectation. So ultimately, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. We have a lot of growth to go. We got a lot of growth to go, right? We got a lot of it. From a high to a low. That is the low. Yes, is that the low? I think that's not the low. Sorry. High to a low. The expectation from the current price would be something on the lines of about a 14x to a 22x, 21x. Okay, I don't know why I say 22. It's 21 to a 14x, something in that range from the current price. If we go lower, if we go down to that next fib level, right there, just below 17 cents, like let's try and get it perfect. Like, let's just assume I'm trying to get it right there. Whatever, that's fine. That turns it into a 22x. 22x to what would then, instead of a 14x, it might be a 15x, right? So it bumps it up by 1x on each one there. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Here we are, just below 18 cents now. I think that it's a fine time to buy, but I think if you wait like a day, maybe even less than a day, maybe it takes 2 days, but we will be at 17 cents prime, an even more prime area to buy, and we will be setting up for a bigger move up. This could be, though I doubt it, this could be some kind of inverse head and shoulders pattern that we're setting up for now, but I doubt it. I don't think it is. I really do think that we're just going to break out of here and move higher, but because we are in this area that we consolidated for weeks, for months, it wouldn't surprise me if we have a little bit more consolidation to go before running higher. But I very much do believe that within the next 2 weeks, we will see prices fantastically higher. We're just waiting right now, consolidating, finding support at prior areas of resistance here. Sorry, I drew that wrong. Finding support at prior resistance here, finding support at prior support here. loading up the truck, getting ready to move up. I do not expect that this consolidation will last as long as this one does, and I do expect that the breakout move will be more explosive than whatever the downside offered there, right? We're going to see, I mean, in a 3-day time frame here, we literally saw a move whenever we were in the same area. We saw a move that was up like 347% in a 3-day time frame, or 380% in a 3-day time frame, six-day time frame in a week's time. So whenever I tell you that we can make these moves within the next week or two, I really do mean that. And I don't believe that this is the pace that we're going to see, right? I think that the pace is only going to pick up, and we'll see that with this next endeavor. So I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. One more thing, actually. I do have one more thing. TRON Bull, T-Bull. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I call it an inclination. Maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. I have not bought any of this. I'm thinking about buying some, but some, right? Like small amounts of money. Not, I mean, maybe not small amounts, but relative to the portfolio, it's going to be small amounts. Like I'm not going to put more than 2% of my portfolio in this, right? But I think it actually looks like it might grow. And if I remember correctly, Solana memes pumped, and then Tron memes pumped last meme season. Solana memes have recently pumped. Might this Tron meme that's at its low points here, might it return to about 0.008, 1 cent, 2 cents? You never know. Maybe even higher. Maybe new all-time highs. At $3 million market cap, it's a low enough market cap for me to want to speculate on. It really wouldn't surprise me if that's what we saw. But I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'm definitely not saying sell your cookie for T-Bull. I'm not doing that. I'm definitely not doing that. I'm just saying if you have extra cash on the side, maybe you made $100 this week, or you just want to bet those $20. You throw it in here, it could turn into, it could like 3x, 5x, 10x. You never know. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of money that you don't care about. See if it works out. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm thinking about buying this, but I haven't bought any yet. If I do buy some, I'll let you know on X. This is what inspired it, right? Poloniex Exchange talking about all eyes on Tron. I think that's a typo. And then this is T-Bull, the Tron meme. Yeah. Anyways, again, there's no reason why I would say I'm buying this. I don't have any insider information or anything like that. It's just, let's just call it a gut feeling, intuition, the universe working its magic, maybe. I don't know. Take it easy. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.